my name is Dr. Asha Shipman. I am the Director of Hindu Life and Hindu Chaplain for Yale University. This is my son, Naveen.
Hello!
And welcome to our kitchen. We are going to be showing you a couple of cooking videos ahead of Diwali. So Diwali is the Hindu festival of light. It's also called Deepavali. And one of the signature parts of Diwali are sharing sweets. Neighbors and friends and office colleagues will share sweets with one another. It's a wonderful way to remark on the sweetness of life. And also, Diwali is a time to let grudges melt away. So as you're having your wonderful sweets or sharing your sweets, let all bitterness melt away. It's a wonderful tradition. So we are going to first start with coconut cardamom laddoos. And we're going to get that set up right now. Naveen, would you please read out the ingredients that we use today?
Okay, so we have 4 cups of frozen shredded coconut.
This is the frozen shredded coconut.
We have 14 ounces of condensed milk.
I should say that the coconut was thawed overnight, and here's the condensed milk.
And we have 2 teaspoons of crushed cardamom.
So I crushed the cardamom. I'm not so sure if you can see it. I'm only using 1 teaspoon for this recipe today because the boys aren't very hot on that spice, but it needs it, so we'll just halve the amount.
And we have ghee or unsalted butter. We have 1 tablespoon of that.
And here's the ghee.
And we have desiccated coconut for rolling the sweets in, right?
Yes, that's the final step, and this is the desiccated coconut. Now, what I did here is I bought shredded sugared coconut that you can easily find in a grocery store, and I put it in a sieve, and I washed it to get as much sugar off of it, and then I let it stay in the sieve, I spread it out, and I put it over a bowl overnight to dry, and it's still moist, and it has less sugar, so I think it'll taste better that way. Okay, Naveen, would you read the first step for this recipe, please?
Alright, so in a skillet, pour the condensed milk and coconut and cook on medium heat for 8 to 10 minutes, stirring constantly. A pan that doesn't make it stick to the bottom, a nonstick pan, works best since you don't want it to stick to the pan and I guess change color.
That's right. Okay, so we poured in our coconut.
And now you need the condensed milk.
This is why we don't need any extra sugar, because condensed milk has a lot of sugar.
You can probably hear it sizzling. That doesn't seem like milk. No, I'm used to seeing like drink milk.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something I would drink.
Yep, this is very, very typical though for making sweet things.
Why condensed milk though?
Well, because if you were to use regular milk, then you would have to add sugar, and it would take a lot longer.
This already has the sugar, so.
Yeah. So it's just easier. Kind of a shortcut. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to mix this up.
For 8 to 10 minutes constantly.
Yep. And this is going to require constant stirring. Can you see the? And so what we'll do is we will turn off the recording while we do the 8 to 10 minutes of stirring. Okay, Naveen,
Second step,
is
cook until the moisture dries up and the mixture starts collecting together.
Yep, and it's doing that. It's been 8 minutes. Next.
Add the cardamom and mix well.
Alright, so that's what
We're
we're
going
going
to
do.
mix in the cardamom.
I am. It smells really good, doesn't it?
Smells like I can't I forget what it smells like, but it does smell good. What is that? Yeah, crumpet. It smells like a crumpet.
Really?
Yeah, it smells like a crumpet.
Okay, now turn off the heat. All right. What is the next step?
That was step 4, turning off the heat. Step 5 is grease your palm with a little ghee / unsalted butter, which is ghee, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you have to grease your hands with ghee.
Okay. I'm going to take this right over here. And I think I want this off the heat entirely. If you have a gas stove and you turn off the flame, then it is off. But if you have an electric stove, it's still on. So we want to make sure that it's off the heat. Okay, so the next step is to
Grease your palm with ghee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is going to be kind of hot. So what we want to do is, I want to see how hot it is, because it's probably going to be a little hot for you to be handling. Mothers are supposed to have Teflon fingers, in theory. Okay. So this is where our desiccated coconut comes in handy.
But I thought it was the ghee.
Yep, it is going to be the ghee.
Where is it?
Here's the ghee. Okay, so this is the ghee.
Stop sizzling.
Oh, good. Okay, now, so what we're going to do is we're going to take small portions of the mixture and roll them into balls, and then roll the ready balls over unsweetened desiccated coconut in a tray. So this is the receiving. First, we're going to take a little ghee. And my thought is that, we'll see, it's supposed to make 20 to 30 balls. It's kind of hot. Not very hot, but kind of hot. It's supposed to make 20 to 30 balls, and you're supposed to be able to, yeah. So see how that comes together really nicely, right?
Ooh.
Yeah.
How do you know how much to, pick up?
I use this tablespoon. So then what you can do is you can roll it in the coconut. I'm going to roll some of these in the coconut and some of them not in the coconut. But that's the finished product.
I thought you'd, cover it in coconut.
Well,
This is different. It's not absolutely covered in coconut. Wow.
that's right. Yeah. Now, the thing about all these recipes is there's room for experimentation, right? So, for example, we did not use all of the cardamom that it called for. You might love cardamom, so you might say, I have to have it. You also might not be such a huge fan of shredded coconut that you want your laddu to have the coconut on it. So if you don't have to. Okay? So I'm going to finish with rolling the rest of these up, and then we'll see what the finished product looks like. Okay.
These are the finished product.
All right, everybody, this is what they look like. Some of them I rolled in the coconut, and some of them I left without the coconut coating, because it just depends on preference. I will say that using the ghee to grease your palms when you are rolling them really helps. So you'll find you'll have to keep doing that. So have a good amount. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of ghee. You could even use potentially 3. But these came together very, very easily. And this was also a very simple dessert to make. So I highly encourage you trying to do it on your own. It's also not a super sweet dessert. So if you don't like things that are tooth-achingly sweet, this would probably fit the bill. So try it out and enjoy.